Good morning YouTube. Today you find me out on another walk and it's, as you can see, it's sunrise on a Sunday morning, and this video is to celebrate 100 subscribers on YouTube. So I'd just like to say thank you very much to every one of you 100 people who has made the effort to press the subscribe button. Doesn't sound like a big thing, but most time you're on YouTube, I am a YouTube user as well as a creator, and you just want to see the content. You don't want to be pressing buttons, but subscription is the metric that YouTube need you to be doing to grow the channel. So as you have made the effort to press the buttons, I've made the effort to get up to get the sunrise on a Sunday morning. So we're out in Arundel, or Offham. Started out at Arundel and I've walked down to Offham. So a few weeks back filmed a video where I paddleboarded down the River Arun, and unfortunately lost my camera. Little bug hotel there. So as I was paddleboarding, I could see people walking along the side of the river, and there was a couple who had seen the black rabbit, and they kind of followed me all the way along the river. So I guess I probably should have known there would be a footpath along here, but never walked it, and I thought I would take a morning stroll down to South Stoke, which I did film in my video when I was paddleboarding. However, I lost the camera and all the footage, so didn't get to share that with you. I have been to South Stoke before, in winter. My first visit there over the Gurkha Bridge, so you can check that out on the channel. So when I did my paddleboard trip, somebody did mention that there was a put-in at South Stoke. Couldn't see it when I was paddleboarding, but it's hidden under canopy of trees and flanked by reeds on both sides as well. I guess it depends on how high the river is at the time, but I'm sure you could get out here, and looks like people have been getting out here because a couple of pathways moving off, although I'm sure they're just animal paths. It amazed me the first time I came to South Stoke how isolated it was. It's about sort of 1.5 to 2 mile walk from the Black Rabbit, which in itself is pretty isolated. But when you get here, you just find a handful of properties and the most amazing church. I've always wondered why it needed such a big church. Its sister village, North Stoke, is on the other side of the river. It too has a church as well. As you can see, the sun's just poking its head over the downs, and that is the railway track that runs to Arundel. I haven't seen a train come past yet, but it is 6 o'clock in the morning, so I'm not sure what time they start running trains. So just looking at this property here, you probably wouldn't notice it until it is this time of day, but it's aligned for the sunrise. Yeah, quite an unusual alignment. Often houses are aligned north to south so they can get the midday sun in the garden, but I guess when you've got all this land around you, everywhere is your garden. So I've headed north of South Stoke and just come across a family of yew trees. So this is the fruit of the yew tree. Quite rare to see yew trees, let alone a little family of them right here. It's very difficult to age yew trees because of the way that the bark grows, but it's one of the most interesting of trees just because of all the different colours. As you can probably see here, we've got sort of reds and browns and greens, and it's a poisonous tree as well, so those berries that you see on the tree, you can, and I wouldn't recommend it, you can consume one of them, and supposedly it has, or is a cure for an illness that begins with the letter C, which I won't say because it's frowned upon by the medical establishment to be saying there's anything other than radiation blasts for curing that illness. I'm not going to try it myself because it'd probably make me extremely ill if I did try it. But yeah, I've done a previous video at Kingley Vale, which is a massive array of yew trees. Again, more berries here. They're really interesting to see them in the wild and fruiting. Yeah, there's some little baby ones there. So when I was paddleboarding down the river, I was looking to see if I could find places to land the board, or if you had a canoe to get out. I seem to remember this patch as I was paddling, because it did look like somewhere you might be able to get out, but there's obviously a lot of trees sort of grown over the area, so that might help. Obviously, if you could get the board or canoe there, then you've got a tree to help you get out. But the reason just to stop and film here was just to take in the size of these trees here. I don't think camera's going to do it justice, but they are huge. I can't even identify them, to be honest, because the leaves are so high up. I initially would think they're beech, because as you can see there's beech leaves round here, but the bark is all sort of split, as you can see there, which is it's a smooth bark on a beech tree. There's another one there. It's obviously been sitting by the river all its life and just sipping water from it. But you can probably see it's sort of gone into two trunks, but as you can see from the bottom, it's huge. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't be able to give you an estimate on how old it is, but hundreds of years old, both these trees. Really glad I came out on this walk today, because when I got up at 4:45 this morning, didn't feel like it was going to be a great day. One thing I probably would like to do, because I keep seeing this, is just visit that copse of trees up on the downs over there. It literally, it's a bit like Chantonbury Ring and Sisbury and High Down and the ring above Muntham Court. They sort of, it dominates the landscape. So I'm sure it's just a bunch of trees on farmers' land, but it almost, if that was a place for a hill fort, it would be a great place for a hill fort, because its view dominates the landscape. I hadn't got a plan on exactly how far I was going to walk on this video, but this one's taken me to this sign here. As you can see, we are here. That was South Stoke, my original objective. Interestingly, up there we see the Monarch's Way, where Charles I or II escaped the Roundheads, and I'm parked out there. So I think I'm going to go back this way, past Swanbourne Lake, just because it's a little more interesting. at this amazing kissing gate. Alright, head off in that direction. Here we get another view of South Stoke from up on the South Downs. One not seen very often. And also we can see the wall that surrounds Arundel Park. So path heads off in that direction. A field full of pheasants here. Guess it doesn't see a huge amount of traffic, especially at this time in the morning. So I think I'm at the top now, just a little bit to go on, but some great views of Sussex from up here. So if I pan the camera that way, we can see South Stoke again, and we go back that way. Down there we've got Amberley, and from my previous video I paddleboarded down to Amberley, Houghton and to the castle. Can't pick out the castle from up here, I think it's behind all the trees. I think one of the videos I'm going to do in the future, and I'd like to know your feedback, but I'd like to visit this here. So this is on top of Amberley and the chalk pits, and you can see the chalk pits just down below there. On that top ridge area somewhere there is a tumuli, and when you look on maps it doesn't look like it would be a very good place to put a tumuli or burial or a monument, whatever you want to call it, but from this perspective it would be an amazing place, because look at the view that that hill commands. So going to head off in this direction. Again, lovely copse of trees on the top of the hill, so I'm not sure whether we're going to go through it or circumvent it, but let's head off in that direction. So as one vista closes, another one opens up. Over there we can see Highorn Tower. The footpath is going to send me off in that direction, but just wanted to have a peep over the fence here into this copse of trees on the top of the hill. Probably see there it's a lot of beech trees, similar to Chanctonbury. Probably a reason it's a lot of beech trees, they do have some significant meanings. But interestingly, where you see these hilltop trees, they're often hiding a hill fort. Now I don't know whether you'll be able to see it on camera, but the land curves off down, you've got a small dip, and then where this fence is here now, it almost looks like that would be the outer perimeter. Some interesting trees here. Apparently this one is Toad Hall. I don't know whether there's a lot of frogs around here or not, but interesting the way that Mother Nature has made this tree grow. So looking from this perspective, also can see just across here looks like a bit of terracing there. Super interesting to see these shapes in the landscape in what is like a parkland for Arundel Castle. But like I said, it is fitting for that to be here in these in the South Downs. So just going back to the 100 subscriber milestone again, just wanted to say thank you to every one of you that has subscribed, and just talk a little bit about the algorithm. So I've got more than one YouTube channel, and I've had other YouTube channels in the past, and it's interesting to see how the algorithm has worked and does work today. So one of my channels has a very popular video on it. It's demonetized because it features copyright in it, and that video generates a huge amount of views to that particular video on the channel. And all of a sudden this year that channel has grown very quickly, probably due to that one video that is just dragging people through into the channel, and people are watching other content and subscribing. So that's great. And I find with this particular channel, which is probably my favourite, because this is great. Well, literally was just about to walk past this, but have a look at this mushroom. Wow, that is amazing. If you could comment down below if you know what this mushroom is. So going back to my ramblings, this channel obviously is great because I get to go out and see the landscape and walk and be in nature, which is something I like to do. And it'd be great to have this as a day job rather than a part-time job. Well, not even a part-time. And what is frustrating about YouTube is it does take up quite a large quantity of your life, because you see this bit here where I'm filming, but then once I've filmed this, I've then got to take it home and edit it, and my filming and editing skills are on a definite learning curve. So I would like to improve them more, but once I've finished working 55 hours a week to pay the mortgage, I'm then doing this and editing in the evenings as well. So it would be great if we could get to a point where I could reduce my main working hours and sort of lean on YouTube a little bit to balance things out. The threshold for monetization is 1,000 subscribers, and we're at 100, and the big YouTubers all say that the first 100 were the toughest, and it's taken me 2.5 years to get to 100. And it's definitely tough, but some of these YouTubers have been on it for 8 years, so and they've been from the start, so they've grown as YouTube has grown. And when I use a computer that's not my own computer and I search for things on the internet which are relevant to my videos don't come up. So I'm not being shadow banned, but there are other videos that are put over and above my videos, and therefore they don't get the exposure that I think that they should. So if anyone out there has got any tips or tricks that would help, then that would be great. And if you are new to the channel, if you could subscribe, it's really the sort of key metric I need to improve on right now. So if anyone could subscribe, it's free. I probably don't go on about that as much as I should do, but it is free to subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, and all it means is that you'll be able to find my videos next time, or I might be producing a video that is of interest to you if you are interested in nature and the outdoors, and England and Sussex in particular. So I say it's been a bit of a rambling video, but I'm gonna finish it here. Just like to say thanks a lot for spending some of your time watching my videos, and I'll see you in the next one.